Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing good. So today's video is going to cover the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands. And I'm going to start with the Five of Wands first. Okay, so the meaning of the Five of Wands has to do with petty, trivial arguments or things related to just, things that nuisance you, trivial problems. Uh, Obstacles that get in your way, those tend to be the keywords associated with the Five of Wands. And so if you were to find this card in, say, a reading about your love life, for instance, it could mean a couple different things. But, like I always say, look at the surrounding cards, and one of the meanings of the Five of Wands is competition. You are fighting for someone's attention, and so is everyone else. There's a lot of other people that want the same person you want, and that's one way. Another way to look at this is there's a lot of obstacles getting in the way between you and another person, even if the feelings are mutual. For instance, you have a boyfriend. Okay, if you're a woman, you have a boyfriend, and there's there's an issue there. There's a lot of barriers. There's all these little trivial things that are accounting as almost like the pain of one big problem. It's when a lot of little things get in the way to become one big major problem, and it's very frustrating. And that's one of the feelings with the Five of Wands that's associated with it, is real frustration. Your day is going off on the wrong foot. So this is the number five, and you'll find in many readings a lot of the suits that are fives tend to indicate conflict. Anyhow, and it is a wand, so it's the conflict in your ideas, and that can account to something very frustrating. So okay, and in matters of, I would say this is a pretty easy card to interpret. I mean, some are pretty, hard to fit in, but this card does stand for, you know, frustration, petty things getting in the way, and let's say if you want to interpret it in context of love in another way, it could mean that you had a fight or a quarrel. Sometimes I've done readings and I see this card from the past or the deeper issue, and that tells me that there's some problems between a woman and her partner, or a man and his partner. Means that they're always at each other's throats. They're always fighting over stupid things, and this basically indicates a compatibility issue. But, sometimes I do see it meaning that, there's a person who's really popular and everyone's after him or her. Um, okay, now in matters of money, I would say the Five of Wands can mean when it's just very hard to get your finances organized. This is when things kind of go awry. In your plans, things are disorganized, it's disheveled, it's just kind of out of control. If you look at the figures, they're all just, there's no rhyme or reason. They're just like a big, mess. You know what I mean? And so there's competition. It could even mean like times are tough and everyone's out to get the gold. And so it's not easy to get money, in your case. Um, that's another way of looking at it. But, like I say, you have to look at what's next to it, and that's, that tells you where the reading is going with this. Okay, and I'm gonna go on and talk about work. In matters of work, kind of the same thing. I mean, finances and work, they tend to intertwine with one another. A lot of people don't really have it to where their work and their finances are truly that separate. They always kind of have, they just sort of depend on each other. But in work, I would say, there's a lot of competition. You know, um, And I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Five of Swords real quick, because um, only because I want to I want to set something clear about the Five of Wands. Both of them, both the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, they indicate a competition. However, the Five of Wands comes from a more innocent standpoint. Whereas, if you were to get the Five of Swords, I would say it's a little more shady. It's like dog eat dog. It's kind of, I see that more as like a dirty kind of a card. Like people are cheating or doing something. But Five of Wands has more of a healthy competition to it, like a healthy ring to it. Everybody just simply wants, the wants to go for the gold. And that's it, and nobody's really set against each other in any nasty, malicious, personal way. It's just, I want to do the best, and I'm gonna, go very far to get it. So there's a little, there's that difference. I don't want people to think that, that just because the Five of Wands is present, that means everybody, hates each other. It's just, everybody's a good sport about it. That's typically how I would interpret the Five of Wands. Okay, and I feel it's, this pretty much covers the Five of Wands as far as all the areas, love, career, and finance. And okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys about the Six of Wands. Okay, now this is a really good card. um, so even looking at it from a chronological standpoint, you, as I was saying, you're fighting. You were fighting in the competition, going for the gold, and now the sixes, as you know, indicate transcendence. You've risen above the five. The five is like it's in the middle, and it's really not certain. It's a conflict. You're kind of torn in the middle. That's why it's like, ace to 10. You're straight dab in the middle. The six is just one above that, so you've transcended. You know you've mastered it. And that's why the Six of Wands is such a positive card, because it literally means accomplishment, victory, and winning. I see this as the equivalent to the Chariot of the major arcana. And notice both figures are riding on, they're on some kind of transportation. This is a horse, but the Chariot is on he's on a chariot. So anyways, in love, you basically won the person's heart. You won. You're the victor. If you're a guy and you went for some, you're aiming for some really beautiful woman that all the other guys want, you got your woman. If you're a woman, same thing. But sometimes there's another angle to it. You have to look at it in a different way, depending on what you see, depending on what other cards are around it. Because the Six of Wands can indicate a self-esteem. When your self-esteem is high, uh, you're you're getting an ego boost, in other words, from somebody. Maybe you're in the receiving end of it. Somebody is showering you with compliments and making you feel good, and giving you a big head. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to looking at it, but in any case, it's about pride and winning and victory and all that good stuff. So in matters of work, you may have got that raise you wanted or the promotion, but and I feel there's also a warning that comes with this card, because it's also at the same time saying, you shouldn't boast too much, because jealousy can end up being a problem. you know So when you are above everybody else, and you flaunt it, they don't like that. The key here is modesty. Always remember where you come from. Um, just, that's the better thing to do, instead of boasting so much. And okay, and money, that would be easy. You could look at it as you want something, you want money. It could be through your own hard work. You had a good month or a good week or whatever your forecast is, to how far into the future you want to know. Your business is doing well. You got that raise. You came into a windfall of money. Whatever. It's success in your finances. This is definitely a very good card when it comes to financial inquiries. And on top of that, I would say the Five of Wands can mean, it can also indicate, like when you graduate from something, you could, you worked hard towards a goal and you finally got your diploma. It's just overall a good card. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can cover about the Six of Wands. um, yeah, that's pretty much it. With work, you got what you wanted. You got to the point you've been waiting for. You got your promotion. You got your raise. And that's pretty much how I see the Six of Wands. And it has some indication of pride there. And that's pretty much it. I feel that's all I can say about the Six of Wands. It's a card about victory and acclaim, and it's a nice card to see. Um, it often, when it comes up in a reading, I get real pleased, seeing this as an outcome for my clients, because I know that whatever it is, it's a good one, even though if I don't know specifically what it is, it's just, things will turn out very positively. It's a good omen. Um, okay, so that's pretty much it, and uh, I will wish you guys all a good day, and I hope to talk to you guys again. Okay, bye.